Oh, fucking fuck.
Fuck.
How long has it been? It's been too long.
Shit, fuck. It's been, well,
Since before the cruise.
let's go ahead and do this.
Clap.
Episode 182. Long-awaited episode 182.
For the both of us.
We had some technical difficulties on about, 4 episodes straight?
3.
3 recorded episodes that will never get airtime.
I mean, in all honesty, they weren't the best episodes. I'm not really too upset.
One of them was pretty good.
Which one?
The one we recorded like 3 times and then it still didn't work. And we were like, we're not going to be able to take those takes again. That one was pretty good.
I don't remember what that one.
The original 182 would have been a good one. But it's all right. This one will be even better.
We back with more life experience.
So,
Bear in the cut. We got some new equipment.
Yes, I got some new equipment. As you see, I got a new mic stand here. Eric.
That was the wrong one, but I want to clap. I need to still figure this shit out.
Eric has got a new mic stand as well, but I'm just a funny guy. What can I say?
Oh, there we go. We're back.
Thank you. Get off my nuts. Get off my nuts.
Damn.
So
that's the like what he was smelling.
Dylan put his. It's like a little dog. I just had a lap dog on me earlier today. So.
That's probably what it was then.
Yep.
Is it that little black little cotton ball one? That
Cute
thing's
dog.
still alive? I thought the last time I saw it.
No. That's Hamlet. No, that dog is dead.
Because I felt like the last time I saw that thing, it was old, and that was years ago.
No, that dog is gone.
Damn, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. to that little fucker.
Hamlet. That's a pretty good name for a little dog.
Yep. Dog. I had a love-hate relationship with that dog. But anyways, besides the point. Yeah, it's been quite some time since we've recorded. What's been going on since? We got to go on a cruise.
We sure did. Shout out to Abner. He's getting married on March 10th.
Yep. So we were
I'll
on
be a groomsman, but that was the bachelor party on a Carnival cruise. And I got sick as a dog for 3 days afterwards. The cruise was fun, but
life hits you.
Fucking aftermath, the after effects fucking sucked. It was motion sickness essentially. So, which that's never happened to me getting off a cruise or on a cruise.
Especially off of a cruise.
But that was the first one that I felt the boat rocking every single day. That shit was fucking rocking hard some of the days too. I'm like, God damn, I've been on 4 cruises before then, 5, and there was one time that I could think of that I remember we were at one of the captain's dinner, I think, and that shit was remember as a kid damn, this shit is fucking moving for real. But that was the only time, and it was actually there was a storm, it was raining, so it made sense. But
this cruise,
that shit got me. That shit fucked me up for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's why I was doing so bad gambling. Damn,
that's why.
Shit. But yeah, got to gamble.
Yeah, don't quit your day job there, but
didn't have fun.
I would have played blackjack. I feel like I would have done pretty good, but
blackjack I won. Off of $25, I won $150 on blackjack. So.
Barely.
Yeah, barely made the come up. I didn't really win anything.
Yeah,
I lost less.
My pockets were you know what? Let's be smart. Let's not gamble. Now's not the time. So, I listen to Geppetto, or not Geppetto, fucking Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah,
my conscience.
What was fucking me up is on cruises, they just let you charge the room, It's like, fuck it. It's on a credit card, so it's like...
Yeah, but don't they charge you 23% interest or some shit like that, or a service fee or some shit?
It was $3.
$3, oh. Still,
using an ATM. I was like...
That $3 fucking adds up when you swipe that thing fucking
28
times.
But no, I'm just kidding. I didn't swipe that much. But yeah, definitely wasn't the greatest. It was a fun time because Abner and
the cruise overall was fun. Yeah,
all the boys.
Yeah, it was 14 of us. So it was obviously Abner, his dad, his uncle, 4 of his cousins,
his other uncle.
Oh yeah, both of his uncles, 4 of his cousins, right? Yeah, 4 of his cousins. Jacob, myself, Jordan, Ryan, Chris Espinal, a friend, Devontae, Abner's roommate. Is that 14? I wasn't counting.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I stopped counting.
That sounds about right, though.
I think it is.
Yeah. But it was a good time. First time on a Carnival cruise. Wasn't terrible, but
Well,
definitely
that wasn't the best Carnival ship to go on.
I mean, even Abner was saying afterwards, like, yeah, next time if we do this again, like, we're gonna do a better boat. Like, hey, listen, it was a good time
for what it was. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you make the most of what it is. So
either way, just drank. Oh God, I drank a ridiculous amount.
I didn't really drink that much. I did eat a little bit, but I did work out every day, so that definitely helped. And then I had all this water weight and gained like fucking 20 pounds on the cruise and lost 15 of it like 2 days later. And that was before I actually really got sick. So it was just all water weight and just eating like shit.
Yeah,
but I was bloated.
Just a lot of food.
I was bloated like a motherfucker. Oh my God. I felt so
I'm still bloated.
Round in my belly.
This has been since the cruise. I'm still bloated.
No, I'm back down to like 226. So.
Shit.
I'm
under 190, but by the hair of my chin.
No, I want to get back to like 220 and then start working my way back down to like 215-ish, 210.
So right now,
hover around there. But that's all. I mean, at that point, that's just diet for me.
I'm sitting at 189, which is
189.7.
Biggest I've ever been in my life. So I'm gonna try to bring this back down. I'm gonna bring it back down at least 5 pounds before Abner's wedding.
You got 2 weeks, brother.
Yeah, so that's not that hard. 5 pounds in 2 weeks.
Don't go eating Longhorn.
Then
hit the gym.
No, I did. So I did run.
I didn't go to the gym today, by the way.
I didn't go yet either. We might go after this. I ran a mile on Thursday. I felt pretty good. I ran a mile I ran and walked, but I had finished the mile in under 9 minutes, like running and walking.
Oh shit, that's not too bad.
Because when I was running, I ran. So I walked for the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Ran for 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So within my first 5 minutes, I had already got almost half a mile, like out of the way.
There you go. Well, there you go. That's little updates. Like I said, new equipment, new experiences. I'm sure you'll hear more about them as we get to recording more episodes more frequently. But
get back into the groove of things.
Let's hop into
other things that have been going on. So, recent events that actually aren't even that recent anymore. The Super Bowl happened.
Wow, them Chiefs did it again.
Yep. And before we even get into the Super Bowl, I had watched this. I'd watched a video. I guess it was like some TikToker or something doing interviews, like asking people, "What do you think is bigger worldwide, the Super Bowl or the FIFA World Cup?" And
whoever said the Super Bowl is a fucking dumbass.
It was all people in like just NFL fans, clearly, and they were all like, "Oh, the Super Bowl's a way bigger event. It's the biggest event in America. Like you can't mess with it."
In America, yeah, but the World Cup final gets like 1 point something billion views.
Correct.
So
it's not even in the same hemisphere as
the
Super Bowl can't even touch.
I mean, because if you think about it,
their whole country's behind it.
Yeah, but like what the United States is like 350 million population, and like it was like 110 million people watched the Super Bowl. So there's still another 210 million people that are like, oh, yep, not watching. Like, and that's in our own country, and that's one of our biggest events as a country. So
it is our biggest. It's like the biggest sporting event in America.
Well, just not even sporting event, just event as a whole.
True.
Like,
that is true. Super Bowl weekend is like,
and like the actual day, Super Bowl, the commercials, all the festivities that go with it, the media coverage, all that shit. So, and yeah, so that, I mean,
but to say it was bigger than the World Cup, but it's
football.
Fucking crazy.
I'm a football guy, but
uncultured swines.
Yeah, I'm also a soccer guy, and there's more people in the world than there is in the United States. So
just the pure excitement of like rooting for, I don't know. I guess it's just because like the World Cup was just so fucking exciting.
Well, this year, I mean, there was the whole Messi aspect of it. Ronaldo too. I mean, they were two of the greatest that is probably going to be their last two, which I think Messi might do the World Cup again. But you have those two goats that
he might just play a lesser role.
Yeah.
But it was just the final itself. The World Cup final was
that was
crazy. That's like one of the craziest finals there's ever been.
Yeah. Lots of anxiety. Yeah. Lots of like
back and forth. You didn't like Argentina went up 2-0.
Mbappe fucking just is like, you know what, France? Get on my back. We're going to the promised land.
I'm bringing you.
He fucking had a hat trick and fucking almost fucking brought it back for them.
Yep.
That shit was wild. He just started scoring in the last fucking 10 minutes. Like, oh my god, shit.
Shit was crazy.
That shit was. But Messi prevailed. But yeah, the Super Bowl was a thing. The Chiefs got back to back. Now everyone's talking about dynasty, talking about 3P, talking about Patrick Mahomes the GOAT, Travis Kelce the fucking best tight end, correct. Andy Reid the greatest coach of all time. All this shit.
What? Now he's got 2 of them things.
3.
Yeah, you're right. He does have 3.
They got 3.
Oh, with the Chiefs. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, to their point, Andy Reid has won everywhere he went. And with the Eagles, they won. They didn't win the Super Bowl, but they got to the AFC Championship like 4 years in a row. Got to the Super Bowl once. I mean, he's not a terrible. Obviously, he's not a terrible coach. He is one of the greatest coaches of all time. But to me, it's a lot of people. The Patrick Mahomes things I get, like he is on a level of his own. But the Gronk, Travis, greatest tight end of all time conversation, and the Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, greatest coach of conversation of all time. Like, I'm still not. I'm not.
Got to pump the brakes. On that a little bit.
I'm still not ready to jump full in with that because you have to think about it. I mean, they've been in the league about the same amount of time. Bill Belichick and Andy Reid. I mean, when the rules were more geared towards defense, and even when it was gearing more towards the offensive side, he was still winning Super Bowls. When the rules were more geared towards the defense, Andy Reid was, he was looked at as a second tier coach. Still great, still is going to get you wins, still going to get you places, but not really doing anything. And then once he got Patrick Mahomes, which that's another thing that a lot of people want to put, Tom Brady as the reason why the dynasty is what it was. But Andy Reid wasn't winning any Super Bowls until he got the greatest talent that we've ever seen at quarterback. So
one of the greatest talents.
I think he is the greatest talent that we have seen at quarterback. Talent-wise, though, his arm talent, what it is to be a quarterback. I'm not talking about it's like physical attributes. I'm talking about what it is to be a quarterback. He does have a cannon of an arm. He's athletic. He's nimble. He can run. He reads the pocket. He can reads the defense. He can get out of the pocket and move.
With like the quarterback position, it's definitely evolved. For instance, because like I guess we have to by the Super Bowl put him in a league of his own. But like elite quarterbacks, you still have. I mean, you got Josh, you got Lamar, you got Joe Burrow. Like those are all elite quarterbacks.
Yes, but we're not putting them in an all-time conversation yet.
Correct.
We're already
putting
Patrick Mahomes in an all-time conversation. People already want to put him as the GOAT. They want to say, fuck what Tom Brady's doing. He's the greatest quarterback of all time already. People are already saying that. So I mean, I get there is other talent, but just what Patrick Mahomes is doing, how he's doing it, the way that even this year, they were supposed to be a down year. This was going to be the year that if anybody else was going to win the Super Bowl, this is the year because they had a whole bunch of problems on offense. They didn't have the receiving core. Things didn't look.
They had an up and down regular season.
Exactly, and then they get into the playoffs and what? Huh? What's all that noise? And they just turned it on and won. And
my kicker fucked us.
The fucking 49ers put up a good fight too. And a couple plays here and there. Maybe if Dre Greenlaw, did you see that he running out onto the field, he tore his Achilles?
Yeah.
Man, I felt for him. I'm like,
just as hyping himself up
and
then
defense was going on into the field, the 49ers defense, and he was jumping, pushed off to go run onto the field, and boom, Achilles snapped. And they were showing it on the TV when he was going, when the defense was running out, and you just see him fall, and it's like,
I mean, you heard his teammate just he knew instantly.
I mean, I'm sure somebody heard a pop.
Not just that, just see someone fall, non-contact.
Well,
injury.
I mean, you might think because at first it's like maybe he just tripped, maybe he just stumbled or anything, but like
no, when he was riveting in pain, like they knew.
Oh yeah, after he was rolling around and shit, yeah. So that was kind of.
Some people were like, "Did he just trip?" Like it showed.
That's what I thought it was at first.
Then it showed his teammate yelling like, "No!"
Yeah, because they probably heard a pop.
Like, he knew, like, no, please.
Because that's exactly how it happened to me. Like, I heard a pop, and I knew immediately. I'm like, well, that's not good. It's like I just pushed off, and that was a wrap. So, yeah, but I mean, what'd you expect? 49ers, Chiefs win. I guess
the Chiefs just have the 49ers number.
Yeah, they do. They've beaten them twice. The 49ers can't seem to win a Super Bowl this fucking century either. 3 times they've won, 3 times they've lost. But I mean, I guess this kind of for next year, they're probably not going to. I think the 49ers already came out as the betting favorite.
Yeah, they were the favorite to go
I think low key, the Chargers, they just hired what's his name, Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh.
And they have Justin Herbert. They have
Jim.
I think John isn't he? Yeah.
The Baltimore coach.
Yeah. But they have the talent.
Not look that way though.
No. they have good talent on that team. They have offensive pieces, the quarterback, they have the defensive players in place. So I mean,
well, I'm pretty sure it was you who was saying it, but they hired more of a quarterback guru, like someone to help Justin Herbert.
I mean, everywhere he's gone, he's made that place better. Whether it was, I think, San Diego State, Stanford, Michigan, the 49ers, now the Chargers is going to be his next stop. But everywhere he's went, he has elevated those programs, those, teams, whatever. So, I mean, everything's in place for him besides the fact that it is the Chargers and they just seem to always fuck it up somehow. So
there's a lot of teams like that. Then, like you said, it's just, a new coach or a couple new pieces and boom, they could turn the whole thing around.
They could, but even with, the Chargers historically do that though. Like even when they had LT and they had those teams, they went 14-2, best team in the league, lose to the Patriots in the divisional round. Like they just always seem to fuck it up somehow. Like just everything's going good for them and boom, the Chargers fucking shoot themselves in the foot. So I feel like, people are kind of sleeping on them a little bit. I mean, there's going to be a lot of, movement with the quarterbacks too. Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, depending on where he goes. Trevor Lawrence, hopefully he gets healthy again. Joe Burrow will be healthy again next year. So, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Chiefs can't go and win another Super Bowl again because every time you think they're not going to, they do.
God, no, please, no.
But,
the Bills are they'll probably end up, Gabe will probably end up walking, which is fucking sad.
Well, he was kind of up and down.
Well, he got hurt. We didn't have him in the playoffs.
But even during the regular season, the past couple of years, he's been kind of up and down. What was it? 2 years ago that it was the overtime in the playoffs. So last year. So I mean, he was just kind of kind of no show. Whatever would be there, wouldn't be there. I mean, shit.
He wasn't really getting the targets though, like he usually did.
I would think about even trading Stephon Diggs for a player and some picks.
See, that's what is kind of being speculated as well. Gabe, like I said, I'm pretty positive Gabe is walking on his own. He's a free agent, so he'll probably be out.
Unless he's going to take a team-friendly deal, yeah, I see that.
So, I mean, he'll probably want to get paid and just, which I understand. I'm not even mad at him. But Stephon, I want him to stay. I hope he stays. But he also is somebody who does, oh, shit. You would think a stand would have been easier than this. We thought wrong. You would think he would want to be someone who stays with Josh Allen, of course, which they've said, it's all love between them regardless. Like, if he stays, if he goes, they're brothers. Like, he was like, they literally are like, oh, I love you, man. Like,
well, it's a business. It's the NFL, so.
Correct. But it's like,
doesn't understand.
At the same time, if it does happen, hope we get some good pieces because we have, who is it? Shakir and fucking Kincaid. Like we can build around some players.
You got tight ends. I mean, and if you look at the Packers, I mean, they have all young receivers, and
Jordan Love was doing his thing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's it's as much as I, have that number one guy, but he's Stephon Diggs. How old is he now? He's aging a little bit.
He's he might be 20. Nah, he might be in his 30s.
I think he's 32, 31. But, I mean, at this point, he still has high value. He's still, probably considered a top 10, top 5 receiver, depending on who you ask. So
30.
Yeah, 30. So, I mean, I feel like if now's the time
he'll be 31 late November.
Yeah, so now's the time to trade him while the value's still up, for him. You can trade him to, hey, maybe even if he goes to a Texans or or if he goes to the Colts with a young quarterback. Who the fuck is that?
Just throw a random picture of some guy.
Another Bills player.
That's funny.
No, but if he goes to, or maybe if he goes to, I guess. No, maybe not Atlanta. But, maybe a place where there's already a young quarterback. Like I said, maybe the Texans, maybe the Colts. Maybe try and get him out there to the Chargers. Keenan Allen's getting older. That fucking first round pick from TCU doesn't, he kind of. Obviously, you want to give him another year, but he was dropping a lot of catches.
But the rumors are, him, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, and Brandon
Ayuk.
Yep. Are all NFL stars that should be traded.
Yeah, I've been seeing Justin Jefferson a lot, which I mean, I kind of get
Justin Jefferson.
I kind of get it, but I also I'm like, I mean,
but he was the same. He was kind of like an up and down, this year too.
He was hurt a lot this year too, so
it's one of those.
But
Stephon's
I also do
bit.
think that he is just a better receiver than Gabe Davis, and at this point, I think he's a better receiver than Stephon Diggs. At this point in his career, I'm not saying overall career, but I'm just saying at this point in there.
I mean, he's younger. He's
exactly. So I mean,
is he 2 years in the league now? 3 years in the league?
This is I think this was his third year.
Because he had his rookie season was good, his breakout season. And now this is what.
So yeah.
So then this would be. Let me see.
But there's gonna be a lot of movement. Hey, maybe let's get maybe the Giants will go for him. Still in New York. Maybe the fucking. I'm trying to think.
Who knows? But it's exciting to see. And I mean, we are built. The Bills as a team is actually leaning more towards a running game. For the love of God,
they need it.
So now that we've kind of, it's not fully established, I would say, but it's progressed this year a lot. And with that, our tight ends, I feel like we have some room to work.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Because people were saying even if Gabe walks and Stephon leaves somehow, it's not necessarily a rebuild year because Josh Allen being Josh Allen, as long as he still has a couple people to throw it to, we could still do some things.
Yeah, but you definitely need to build on what you guys did at the end of the year, running the ball more.
Yep.
Not put so much of the
correct.
Load
not make it straight hero ball the whole time because don't get me wrong, I would still
that shit don't work. That shit don't win you.
That
shit don't win you Super Bowls.
Correct. It needs to be you can't, and plus you can't just rely on one guy every time.
No, because it's easy to game plan around too. So, but so. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Let's see if they'll do it again next year.
Fuck the Chiefs. But anyways, on to other news.
On to the next. You want to keep it in sports related? UFC 298.
We'll hit UFC.
Well, these next three cards, UFC 98 already passed, and then UFC 299 and 300 are upon us. They're around the corner. But UFC 298, fucking, obviously the biggest story out of that, fucking Alexander the Great got fucking dropped like a sack of potatoes. It looked like Andy walked into the room and he just fucking Woody
honestly, it was
dropped dead. Yeah, that shit was bad with a fucking right hook, short right hook too.
It's always the short ones that get you.
Ilya Taporia, congrats on that.
He's fifth.
He is now the featherweight?
Yep, fifth featherweight champion ever.
And so I guess the biggest thing now is what's the next move for him, but also what is, Alexander Volkanovski, what is it?
Well, they claim, again, this is all speculations, but Dana White said he would be down to do an event in Spain for Taporia.
Yeah. And he said they were already going to do that. This just kind of expedited it a little bit.
Yeah. Basically just finding a place to do it. You need a big venue, a big enough venue.
Well, they were going to do it in
that's what they said.
Real Madrid.
What if you do it in Real Madrid?
In their stadium. Because that's one of the biggest, nicest
how many
stadiums in the world.
They're like 30,000 because they don't use the upper bowl currently for a UFC event. So he was like, I can see that.
Yeah. They could definitely do that.
Give Alex his rematch.
He said, Taporia said he doesn't want to give Alex a rematch.
Doesn't matter what he says.
He's calling shots. He's calling shots like he's the fucking shit already, which he's the champ. But he said
15-0. He did it basically the same way Conor did it.
I know. I see all that comparison shit. I'm like,
well, it's just. It's only comparison because of how similar it was.
Yeah,
they both did the same. Fighting their way up, working up the ranking. Both 15-0. Got a UFC title shot. Knocked out the current champion. So that's why. But that whole. Calling out Conor at the end there. It's like,
he just wants that money.
Yeah. It's like, relax. First off, people are having a hard time getting Conor back in the ring already. And then on top of that, you want him to cut back down to 145?
Nah.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah. I don't think he's coming back. He keeps on dodging, dumping, dicking, diving, dodging.
He's does about other things. He's a movie star.
Barely. Is that movie out yet?
And Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, so
But
I mean, featherweight should be interesting. I mean, what they might give him Yuri. The Yuri Brian Ortega is essentially a number one contender fight. Seems like Max Holloway's fighting. What's his name?
Justin for the BMF
Justin
title.
at 300. So I mean,
the BMF title.
I guess,
but
that would ideally.
That's the reason. Like, even like they had been saying it. Alex had said it before Topuria fought him. He was like, "Don't fight Max," because Max probably would win.
Yeah, probably.
And then it'd be Max versus Alex again
for the fourth time. Yeah, so I mean, that ideally seems like the most ideal fight, but I mean, again, once 300 is in March or is in April, right? So
I feel like it all depends what Alex wants, because the UFC's kind of got to be right.
He wants the rematch. He already said he wants the rematch.
I know, but I'm gonna say like it all depends on the time frame, because UFC kind of. I'm not gonna say they owe anybody anything, but they kind of do owe Alex a little bit for like stepping up and saving them a couple times.
Yeah.
So like
the short notice fights and shit.
Short notice, like him fighting Islam on 11 days, him, agreeing to every fight they've ever asked him to.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it also seems like he might need
some time off.
Yeah. Well, obviously you got fucking knocked out twice pretty badly. But it seems like he needs to find another, he needs to be okay with not fighting all the time. Because after that Islam fight where he was like, kind of like, it seemed like he was begging for like the UFC to give him another fight. Like, I don't like not fighting. Like,
well, all that shit. It just sounded state before.
Well, it just sounded like he was like lost without fighting. Yeah. And, that kind of is a little concerning as far as like his, his mental state and his mindset. And, obviously like his last two fights, he got knocked out bad. Yeah. One was on 11 days notice against the pound for pound, guy in the UFC. And then the other one, he got, and I thought he was winning the first round. The second round, obviously he got knocked out, but up until that point, he
was winning. He was controlling the pace of the fight up to that point. But he even said it. The game plan was to not get on the fence, not let this guy swing like that.
And then he did,
and shit happens.
But at that point, you have to look at history. How many guys, get knocked out? Like, after riding such a high streak, it's like that in the UFC. Unfortunately, you ride, you go riding high, and then once you burn, you crash and burn, and that's it. And there's not a lot of guys that really, find a second wind like that. You have your short time in the UFC to, win, make money, be a champion, because you never know when that next guy's going to come and knock your lights out. And then that, plus he's an older guy too. He's got mileage.
He is a little older, but the only person I'd compare him to kind of would be like Kamar and, who's about Robert Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker is the only one, but he
got knocked out and then, came back into the UFC, and Kamaru Usman hasn't won
yet. Yeah. Robert Whittaker is the only one in recent memory that I can think of that's really done that.
Because
if you go back, GSP lost to Matt Serra, but then he came back and beat the shit out of Matt Serra, and then, went on to, obviously continue to win. He retired on his own terms, but like, I can't really think of too many people that, Tony Ferguson, fucking Conor McGregor, fucking big guys like that. Izzy, he got knocked out, won, and then, he lost again to Sean Strickland.
It was a loss, a win, but he lost by TKO, won by knockout, lost by decision. Yeah. So it's like it wasn't,
but not even just a decision. It was a unanimous decision. Even Anderson Silva, that I think he's the greatest middleweight of all time. To me, he's the second best UFC fighter of all time. That once he started losing, he was. It's not like he got back.
He also snapped his leg that nasty way. So.
Still, regardless, I can't think of too many people that started losing that, they rode their high, they had their winning streak, they had their time, they lose and then come back to, go on a second title run.
Yeah, but
it just doesn't happen often.
I feel like a couple losses here and there. Granted, knockouts are different. That's what kind of makes me weary about it. Like we're gonna have to, see and find out basically. But just losing, for instance, I feel like people can come back from
Tyrone Woodley. That's another one that once he started losing, that shit got ugly for him real fucking quick. He just kept on losing, getting knocked out. So, again, I don't wish that on Alex. I would like to see him fight. I would like to see a rematch. I think he deserves it. But we'll see. And then the co-main event, the middleweight, Robert Whitaker, Paulo Costa. That was a great fight.
Yeah, it was an exciting fight.
I do think it was.
Robert got rocked at one point.
He did. They had it called a split decision, right?
No, it was a unanimous.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. So I mean, Paulo Costa looked good. I mean, he's got a fucking chin of steel. Yeah, that man does. Like, he never got rocked. He keeps on taking hits, and it just, he just takes the hits.
Show, the power of Izzy.
Yeah.
Because, for instance,
not even the power. I think it's more of a precision thing with Izzy.
That's kind of, I felt like that short right, back to the Alex thing real quick. It wasn't, I think, on power. It was just precision. Yeah. And the same with Islam. That wasn't necessarily such a powerful kick. It was just the precision right above his hand,
I will say with Topuria that it was a short, but he is also in that division, he's one of the stronger hitters. He's one of the power guys in that division. He can actually box, and he boxes with power, and he has power behind his hands.
But it's kind of like again, not to compare him to Conor, but that, power versus precision and timing. Mm-hmm. If you get someone right on the button, perfect timing.
It's the ones that you don't see coming either.
Correct.
You didn't see that shit
short,
coming. Yep.
He couldn't brace it enough for it, and got him right there.
Yep. So
when it gets
Robert Whitaker, he's throwing himself back into a fucking middleweight title contention again. I mean, he's an anomaly. That shit is the fact that he loses, how he comes back from losses and rebounds and shit. I mean,
because he's marched up it. It's not like he was just waiting. For instance, he's not actually, fast forwarding to 299. This Dustin Poirier fight will be something, but we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, God.
But yeah, Robert Whitaker, he lost to Izzy. Waited a while, rematched, lost again. Look more close though. It wasn't I feel like they fought 3 times now. Him and Izzy?
No, I think they only fought twice.
I think they fought 3 times.
Do your point. I'll look up.
But anyways, him versus Izzy, to come back. Then he beat Vittori. Then he beat freaking Cannonier, I'm pretty sure. Gaslam.
Yeah, he did. He lost to Izzy 3 times for the belt for the first time, and then 2 rematches after that, and he lost.
But after
both by unanimous decision though, so they're both the last 2. The first one was a TKO. The last 2 were unanimous decision by Izzy.
Yep, and besides the Duplessis
and
TKO,
then lost to Duplessis. Yeah, which I heard I listen to Brandon Schaub a lot and Chael Sonnen, that they said if they have that fight 10 times. Robert Whitaker might win, against Duplessis 8 times out of 10. So,
it's just one of those things. Like you said, he's an anomaly. But, yeah, besides that,
what you have to think, though, what?
He's beat pretty much everyone else. He had beat, everyone else in the division.
I'm just trying to, play matchmaker here for Robert Whitaker. What the fights that would make the most sense for him right now would be either against Sean Strickland or wait for... or maybe him against Duplessis, or maybe see if Izzy and Duplessis are gonna fight, and then take the winner of that. Or
correct, that's basically all it sets up to be.
But him and Sean Strickland, I feel like would make the most sense right now. Sean Strickland just lost the title. Robert Whitaker is number 3 or number 4 in the middleweights. So have them fight. Whoever wins that fight,
this is ranking actually.
Because Izzy keeps on hitting. I see things that he keeps on hitting that he's not. He was talking about sitting out for a long time, but he's not really going to sit out for that long.
Yeah, he's number 3.
Yeah, so what? Izzy 1? Sean Strickland 1? Izzy 2?
I searched his ranking, not. Oh. I'll look at all middleweights. That's fine.
But we'll see. That shit. The middleweight is getting a little bit more interesting again, and
pound per pound.
Pound per pound.
Not pound per pound.
Said pound per pound.
It's Sean Strickland's 1, Izzy 2, Robert 3.
Robert. And there's really nobody else in that division right now that's Hazmat, but
Jared, Marvin.
Yeah, they're not fucking. They need to fight amongst themselves. He just lost. So, Yeah, I mean the middleweight division's getting a little interesting again, just a little bit.
Welterweight is an exciting division too.
Well, and fucking Ian Gary just beat Jeff Neal on that 298 card. So, and he called out Colby Covington.
Yeah. This guy's gonna be the champ though.
He might be. Yeah, he's a
There's
fucking
no
badass.
might
Shavkat Rakhmonov. He's a fucking badass.
18-0.
He's a fucking badass. But the fact that Ian Gary called out Colby Covington was kind of like, come on, like.
Well, because I don't know, he jumped up to 6th in the rankings.
Yeah.
So that's Colby's one above him. Yeah, I'd have called out somebody like Gilbert. Or
what's also
Beneil.
Fucked up? That fucking Dana White came out and said, yeah, Leon Edwards said yes to 3 fights for UFC 300, and none of them were Belal Muhammad. Like, they really, I don't know if they don't like him or what it is, but like, they really don't want to give him a title fight. Like, it's just fucked up, kind of.
I don't like how I guess going off of 299, like the main event, I know it's because he's got like the one loss to him, but I don't know why Sean O'Malley is fighting
for 299.
Yeah, I don't know why
Marlon Vera.
Yeah, I don't know why he's fighting him. Besides, like the fact that he lost to him.
Yeah, I mean, Cheeto Vera was on a little win streak. Well, he beat Sandhagen, didn't he?
I don't think he did.
Oh, you're right. Sandhagen beat the shit out of Cheeto Vera. Who did Cheeto Vera just?
I don't think he beat anyone recently. Last fight, he had fought Corey Sandhagen, so it's like no matter who he fights, he fucking usually wins.
Yeah, well, whatever. Either Cheeto Vera's gonna mix it up and beat him up and cause some more, excitement in that division, or Sean O'Malley's.
It was a split decision that when he won.
Or Sean O'Malley's gonna do what he does and knock him out and move on to the next.
Which hopefully that happens.
Yeah, but that Dustin Poirier Benoit Saint Denis fight, I think I've already said this, but I do think Dustin Poirier is getting sent into retirement with this fight, or his gatekeeper status is gonna fall down. I think he's gonna. More. Yeah, I think he might get worked a little bit, and maybe it's just maybe I'm just being a prisoner of the moment. The last fights that I've seen of this French guy, because he's a former special forces in the French military, so like he's a legit killer. Like, for real, he'll kill you.
He'll kill you.
He's killed. So like
he's killed before. He'll do it again.
So like, and I like Dustin Poirier, but he just came off the last fight against Justin Gaethje and caught a fucking sick, nasty head kick that knocked him out cold. Yep. And I mean, like he's older. He's got miles on him. He's an older guy. So,
29 and 8.
I don't know. I think the pick is pretty obvious on that one. That Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page fight is going to be exciting, if anything. I don't know if it's going to be a good fight, but it'll be exciting.
That's what, 299?
Yep. Gilbert Burns, Peter Yan.
Yeah, the Gilbert Burns fight. Just so that, he fights again.
Yeah. But this UFC 300 card, let's get to that real quick, because, this shit is stacked, even from the prelims.
Yeah, 300 is crazy.
Yeah. So,
299 is cool and all, but 300...
Yeah, crazy. I'm excited. Just even for the prelims, you got Davison Figueroa, Cody Garbrandt. That's a good fight. Bo Nichols is fighting. Calvin Kattar, Aljamain Sterling. I think that's on the main card. But even then, Yuri Prohashka, Rakic, Charles Oliveira.
Yep. Justin and Max.
Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill for the main event for the light heavyweight. I think Alex Pereira is going to win that one pretty easily too. Alex Pereira is already talking about he wants to defend his title at 301 too, because it's in Brazil. That would be wild. He's a machine, it seems like. This man don't stop. But what would you say is the better card?
300 for sure. Just because you have light heavyweight, you have 2 light heavyweight fights. you have 2 lightweight fights, and you got a straw weight bout. But I don't personally care about that. No offense to you tiny Chinese ladies.
It's their title, brother.
Yeah.
The strawweight co-main.
Brother. Calvin Kattar, Aljamain Sterling. That's exciting too, though, because that's Aljamain Sterling's first fight at featherweight.
Yep. Which, I mean, that might be good for him because he looks big as fuck at 135.
He was big as fuck. He walked around at like 185.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he cut that much weight. Oh my
God.
He's a big guy.
Why do
I mean, he's a small
that?
guy, but he's a big guy.
Oh my God. That sounds fucking terrible. Yeah. That sounds like that sucks.
Yeah. But that's why they're so dominant when it comes to
the ground game, wrestling.
When it comes to wrestling. Because they're just a lot bigger and know how to use the weight.
Who's this guy that's going to fight your boy, Charles Oliveira?
He's ranked 4. Number 4 in the lightweight division.
Oh, that's the guy who beat
your boy.
Darnouche.
Darnouche, back-to-back losses. His title fight days are...
Yeah.
Door is closing.
That's fine. He lost to Gamrot in a decision. All right, well, I'm going to have to check this guy out. I mean, the only fight I remember him fighting was the last fight that he was in, but he won his last 2 fights by knockout, TKO. He's got Charles Oliveira.
Who's going to submit his ass?
I don't know, brother. Remember what I said earlier. People have their fucking time where they're riding the fucking wave. And then when that shit comes crashing down, it comes crashing down like it did against Islam.
That's true, but it wasn't a knockout.
And he got fucking submitted.
Second off.
Quick.
Yeah, second off, it's not like it's his first loss. You're talking to like...
I know, but you're missing what I
fought and lost before.
Yeah, but
it's not like someone who's undefeated and then loses.
Again, though, but like there's not a lot of people that catch that second win in the UFC. Once you lose like that, like once he was on a 12-fight win streak. Yeah. I mean, I don't really think
11 or 12, I don't know.
11, 12-fight win streak, some shit like that. But like, I don't really think that he's the one that's gonna. I'm gonna fucking rip off another fucking 8 wins in a row.
Say he won't.
I don't think he will. He won't. I'll even look into the camera. Charles Oliveira, you're not gonna win fucking another 8 fights in a row.
Sorry. You got this, dude, bro. You got it.
Sorry about it, brother. And how old is he again now? He's older too.
Nah, he's pretty young too.
He's 34.
Charles Oliveira's 34.
34, brother. This other guy's 27 on his ass. He's like, I'm the young gun. I'm the hot shot. I'm about to fucking, you're in my way of what I want. We're seeing a changing of the guard. Fucking Volkanovski knocked out. Kamaru Usman knocked out. Charles Oliveira tapped. Izzy gone. We're seeing a changing of the guard. Aljamain Sterling, pack your bags.
Yeah, he went up in weight.
He said, "Oh fuck, I don't want to deal with this shit." It's
Well, what about your boy Islam? When is he ever gonna fight again?
I don't know. Probably after the reason he's not fighting, why all these Russian guys aren't fighting or Middle Eastern guys, because of fucking Ramadan. All of them were saying that's why, but that's all the people that he took. Which I guess Belil wouldn't have fought either. Maybe he would have if it was for the title, but that's why they're all like, what's his name? Shavkat, fucking Islam, Hamzat. None of those guys are fighting.
Well, he's 32, so
the only division right now that doesn't have a lot of clarity as to what's going on is the heavyweight division.
Yeah, because
everywhere, all these
John Jones waiting.
All these, well, he needs to heal first, but all these other divisions, lightweight, we have a fight, or like heavyweight, middleweight, we have, there's options there. Welterweight, there's options there. Lightweight, I guess this Charles Oliveira Armin fight might be a number 1 contender. Or if Justin Gaethje wins, then maybe he fights Islam next. But there's like clarity there. Topuria just won, so you have options there. Obviously, Sean O'Malley's gonna fight, and then even then, I mean, I think Corey Sandhagen, Sean O'Malley would be a fucking banger. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. That
has to be the next fight.
I would love to see that. That would be great.
Him or Merb?
Well, yeah, he's next. Dana White said that night that Merab is the fucking
Merb.
I
like calling him Merb.
He's actually pretty funny on fucking social
media. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
But he already said that Merab gets the
workhorse.
Yeah, he gets the next title shot. So
there you go.
And then Pantoja, I guess Brandon Moreno and this fucking Brandon, whatever the fuck his name is, they're gonna fight tonight, and whoever wins that,
the battle of the Brandons. But that Pantoja has beat both of them.
Buyout
twice. He's beat both of them twice.
Yeah, who really cares about flyweight? That's 125. Yeah. Jesus Christ,
the little guys,
tiny. I take shits bigger than that. Okay, they'll probably come in here and fucking beat the shit and be like, oh, fuck.
Fucking
and then take a shit on my head.
3 hits, you're done. Just, damn. Fucker was fast.
And that's almost 100-pound difference. They would probably beat the shit out of me. I mean, every single one of those guys.
I don't know. I feel like it's
in the top 20.
When it comes to 100 pounds.
In the top 15 of, well, that was like, what's that Bradley Martin dude that kept on saying that he could beat the shit out of anyone. And Brandon Shaw was saying, bro, if Mighty Mouse came in here and you guys were getting into a fight, Mighty Mouse could probably beat the fuck out of you.
Probably submit him.
And
but it's all just on
he's 260 pounds, Bradley Martin.
It's all about just how you can use your weight, though.
Well,
granted, you're an untrained 100 pounds more than him. Yeah. He's a well-trained ex-champion. Would probably kick your ass,
bro. Anybody in the top 15 of the UFC, anybody that's probably in the UFC would probably beat
even
the
trains
shit.
At all. They probably has a chance.
They probably would beat the shit out of me, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
I guess we're eating some humble pie today. Hey. Nah, you guys are used to my delusion. I can take it. Bring somebody.
Shit. But yeah, UFC. These next,
I could do it.
These next few events, 290 or 299 and
300
are gonna set up for the rest of the year. How the rest of the year is gonna look like, and I'm excited for them. So yeah, we got about 13 minutes left. Do you want to talk about this AT&T cellular outage?
Totally
conspiracy.
The conspiracy about why my phone was down.
So what? This was just yesterday, right? So by the time you guys hear this, it will be a couple of days. This is Saturday, February 24th, and this happened, Thursday or Friday? Thursday, February 22nd. AT&T had a fucking cellular outage. My phone was fine, but a lot of people...
Me, my older sister,
my mom, uncle, my boss. There's a lot of people that are having phone problems. Steven, I know he was having issues with his shit. So there's
made it to 4 different houses.
Yeah.
My memory. Hey. I had to go to 4 different job sites. I was like, fuck. I was like, this
damn,
is gonna suck.
So what? You couldn't use anything on your phone?
No, because you have no cellular data. So think about if I had Wi-Fi, I'd been fine.
Yeah.
I could use my phone when I was at the office to make call, FaceTimes or, check my messages, whatever. As soon as I left the office, no Wi-Fi, no phone.
Damn.
It's basically like your music works on it's like on airplane mode.
Yeah, so whatever downloaded songs you have.
Right.
Damn.
I just played shuffle and it was like, let it ride.
Yikes. So
and I just drove around because I knew where I was going, luckily.
Yeah.
But it was all by memory. If I would have missed a turn and had to figure it out,
fuck.
Can't stop to call somebody.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't have to deal with that shit, but a lot of people did. And obviously with something like that, it was a mass outage, throughout the whole nation, this, that, whatever. A lot of people started talking about conspiracies, and it was a cyber attack on us.
Well, because do you remember the last time this happened?
No.
This actually happened 4 years ago with T-Mobile instead of AT&T.
I'll see. I didn't have T-Mobile, so
I just happened to. This is when I lived in Washington. So happened with T-Mobile. Happened 4 years ago, and it was same kind of thing. It was somebody actually had hacked into their server and shut down cell service because basically just showing they could do it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It's a little.
Now the real question is
towards election year.
Is it the Chinese?
Could be. Who knows? But it's like.
Well, yeah, you saw that thing that I posted on the No Hangover page the other day? The day that this actually happened. I'm sure when you see it, you'll be like, oh, yeah. So this was a meme, and it said 2020, leap year, Trump versus Biden election, Chiefs beat 49ers in Super Bowl, world shut down by pandemic a month later. 2024, leap year, Trump versus Biden election, Chiefs beat 49ers in the Super Bowl, world shuts down by blank a month later. And then it has that fucking Jordan Peele. You can't really see it, but
sweating
his ass off like, oh shit, here we go again. Which, to your point, I said it is election year. It is gonna be. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it because it's gonna be a shit show because nobody's gonna be happy because of the candidates that are being put out there, and everybody thinks if you're on the right that Joe Biden sucks. Everybody thinks that Trump sucks if you're on the left. So it's just gonna be a whole bunch of just people fucking bitching and moaning at each other and not listening, and again, just falling for the smokescreen and the trap. So then the higher ups and the elites can just look over here while I do this over here, and then look. So I mean, it just it does fucking surprise me. It not really surprise me, but I am like people that have gone through election years for fucking this is their 5th, 6th, 7th election year, and they fall for the same bullshit every fucking time. Like it's like they always pay attention to the smoke screen and never to what you actually need to pay attention to, and they fall for the fucking bullshit. So that should be fun, but yeah, the Chinese are trying to fucking
blame it on China.
They're trying to take us down.
What I was just saying, like, for instance, everything is made there, so
for
like these microphones we're talking into.
This was made here, not here in China.
Sure, it was. Everything.
I bet my laptop, my fancy laptop, was made in China.
You find anything that isn't made in China.
My chain is from Italy.
That's true.
So fuck what you heard.
Seems
but yeah, probably all this fancy equipment here, these microphones, that camera, this light.
Phones.
Yeah, our phones for sure. All made in China. So, I mean, and that goes into like, I hate to get all fucking political and shit because it's fucking stupid. But the whole border crisis thing too. I mean, it's not just at the Mexico U.S. border. It's the fucking California and all these, Asian Chinese people that come in through there and shit like that.
Well, I mean, besides, China is like one of the biggest landowners in America.
Yep.
They own a shit ton of land.
Yep. And have you seen where they all happen to be around like military stuff and shit like that? And
I'm guessing it's just rural areas they just buy up. So
yeah, I mean,
that'd be my assumption.
I know Canada has a pretty decent amount of land here. I know the UK has some. I think Russia does too, some shit like that. I mean, there's countries that have land, which I mean that is kind of weird too. I don't really know much about it, but how easy is it to like for a government to go buy land,
purchase land? I'm pretty sure it's just as easy as anyone else purchasing land. You got the money, fuck it. Because at the end of the day, it's the U.S. government making the money.
Yeah. So
it's like they'll sell however much they deem fit for however much price they deem.
I don't know.
To say the least. But yes, going back into like this border crisis have going on here. You see how Texas, which we could do a whole other episode on.
For real.
But Texas kind of took it upon themselves to
send like the immigrants to the sanctuary cities and shit like
not
that?
Just that. The actual border patrol, like Texas decided, fuck the government, fuck what Joe Biden's saying, fuck anybody else. We're gonna handle this on our own. Started doing their own construction on the wall. Started having their own Texas police force policing it instead of just the border patrol. Yeah, because they were like, border patrol is listening to
the federal government.
The federal government.
Yeah, and the federal government
y'all ain't doing what we're telling you.
The federal government is telling them to just let them in. Which, listen, I'm not against immigration. I'm all for it, but like. The one argument that a lot of people that are like more left leaning say is like, well, look at these other countries like fucking like Norway and Sweden and all that. Like, why can't we be more like them? Why can't we be more like them? They're peaceful, free healthcare, all this shit. It's like, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but like,
yeah, but look how many people are going there.
Well, yeah, one, their immigration laws are strict as fuck. Try and become a citizen in fucking Norway or Finland or Sweden. It takes a fucking shitload of time because you have to be properly vetted. Like, you can't just let anybody in if you don't have a skill, if you're not working, if you're not doing that. That just should like the analogy that I thought of is like, imagine if 10 homeless people just came knocking on my door. Yeah, just come in like, yeah, sure, I have food to give you guys. I have enough, whatever. But yeah, I don't know anything about you guys. I don't know what you do. I don't know if you can contribute to a household, any of that shit. But just come on in. I would say 10 out of 10 people would not do that. So then the only difference is that this is just on a mass scale of millions of people, but it's the same concept. And it's like, I'm not saying don't let people in, but there has to be like checks and balances to it. There has to be some type of vetting process. You can't just let these people in, give them a cell phone, give them money, and tell them, hey, like you have a court date in what,
you're
6 years, 7 years, like go have fun, like.
Yeah, because if you're not contributing to the economy, you're not contributing to society and the way society runs, which is people making money and spending money. Yeah. And if it's not that circle of money going through, people making money, spending money, jobs getting done, people helping other people. Yes, nobody's going to want to be like, oh, yes, come in, take all of my time, my money, my resources, with nothing in return.
And on top of that, too, like the government is giving them money that it's money we could use.
New money, though.
Well, it's money that we could use for, the places that are shitty here, for the Hawaii stuff, for places like in Chicago or Detroit or Baltimore and shit like that.
We could go into a whole nother episode, but no offense. All of the U.S. money sent to the Ukraine, why the fuck was it sent to the Ukraine?
Well, yeah,
that's helping on a whole different level. No country should be war stricken or getting just attacked for no reason. Same with Palestine and Israel. Like no country should be going through wars like this. But the fact that the U.S. government decided, we'll send a shit ton of money over there to help you guys.
Yeah. Well, the one that got me was the one that they accidentally sent like 5 point something billion or $6 billion to Ukraine, and that, like it was around the same amount that it would have taken to help with the Hawaii fires and build everything and shit like that. But like those people are only getting like $600 fucking
household
stimulus checks, the whole household. So it's like
$600. Be like, sorry, everything in your house burnt down.
Here's $600
suspiciously as fuck. Hawaii wildfires my ass.
Oh shit!
Sorry, we burned all of your houses down. We'll give you $600.
Yeah, it's little things like that it's like, if government and politics is your thing and that's what you want to put your hat on and that's what you feel like is gonna make the world right, more power to you. You're entitled to your belief, but I just don't understand how at this point I just don't understand how at this point how people still can have so much faith in the government on either side of the government, whether it's Republican or Democrat, because they have both have a long track record, a long history of at the end of the day
switching.
Yeah, like we're doing this because this fills our pockets up. We're doing this to get votes. We're doing this for power. We're not really doing this for you guys. We want to keep you guys happy enough, but like we could really give two shits about you, whether it's Republican or whether it's Republicans or Democrats. Like both sides are guilty of it. So like when people are so diehard one way or the other, I can't. It's hard for me to wrap my arms around it. And again, I keep myself informed. I see what's going on. I hear things. I pay attention. When things get passed or what's going on to an extent. But like, I can't say, in good faith that, oh yeah, this side is for us, it's for the people, or this side is got our best interests in heart, when there's enough evidence, and especially with how much information there is right here, you could just type in shit, look, do your own research and, see that, they don't care. They really
things
don't.
Aren't always what they say they are.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm more of a person that's like, the way you make change is how you live your everyday life, how you treat people, how you go about things, how you work on yourself to then put your best product out into the world. But, some people will look at me and think I'm fucking hippie, dumb, stupid guy. So.
You foolish fella.
Yeah. So it's like, again, I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way. I'm just saying when there's one way that has clearly shown that they have a proven track record of fucking us when they can, I just don't tend to subscribe to
as
that
a whole.
shit.
But stay tuned for episode 183 when we go deeper into this whole rabbit hole of what the fuck is politics and these politicians doing.
Yeah. Anything else before we sign off on this wonderful episode of the No Hangover podcast?
Just glad to be back.
We'll be back. We're going to be adding more stuff to this beautiful set that we have. And we back, baby. Deuces. Everybody love everybody.
Peace.